Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I have my good friend again, Dominic St. Clair, and we're gonna be doing a horror talk. We just been this is a last minute thing. I just wanted to talk horror with my friend, you know, and talk about Friday the 13th and all the news that's been going on because there's been a lot. There's been a lot going on these past this whole week, whole month. So
It's been crazy.
yeah, yeah, it's a lot to take in. We got Friday the 13th news. They keep teasing us with on the on the New Line Cinema IG page. Like they keep teasing us. So I wonder what's up with that. So
Yeah, I feel like I think it's marketing time right now when it comes to
yeah,
the Friday 13th, the new one that's coming. When you start like announcing like a new movie, like at that point you're just marketing. So now at this point we don't know the plot or the details about the movie. Um,
yeah,
we don't know nothing about the movie. All we know is that it's coming out 2023. I heard they pushed it back. It's just been all over the place. I've been trying to find some like
you think they might announce like a partnership between Victor Miller and Sean S. Cunningham? You
it's
think they
probably
could?
yeah, that's
You,
probably gonna happen because like when it comes to the new Halloween trilogy and how much money it made for the past like 4 or 3 years, I think they'll
yeah,
come to an arrangement and like come together from a business standpoint instead of like a partnership.
yeah,
You can call it a partnership, but really it's like a business type of thing where it's like, hey, listen, let's just go for the money. Let's split it. Hopefully you don't screw me over this time. If you don't,
yeah.
awesome. But I'm still not gonna, you know, whatever.
You,
They'll work it out.
yeah.
It just depends. But yeah, man. I'm excited. I want to see what they do with it. My thing, I talked about this before when it comes to the fans and their relationship with the reboot Friday 13th with that guy from Supernatural. And
So
I
Jared Padalecki,
yeah, Jared Padalecki,
Padalecki, yeah,
yeah.
the hard
And
last name.
yeah. And he was in that, and that's the one I'm talking about. So that movie, um it was Friday 13th. It was at a camp. You had a bunch of teens running around, having sex, doing drugs,
Yeah, basically the
blood
same
and
thing.
guts.
Like, yeah, basically the same thing as the original. So
Yeah, pretty much. And like people still complain about it, and I don't know why. The biggest complaint was the underground tunnel thing. And my thing is like, well, if this Jason's tactical and pretty smart, because he's probably one of the smartest Jasons out of all the Jasons, as far as I know, where he's like underground. Like the first thing we see from him when it comes to underground is him stabbing through the floorboards to kill that guy, and like he drags him down. Like that was scary and like fucking cool, right? It was a cool kill.
yeah,
So I love that aspect of the film because it gives more to Jason's character and more to his advantage when it comes to his tactics. So that's why I love the remake or the reboot because of that, and also it was a traditional Friday 13th film. Just
yeah.
saying, yeah. So what are your thoughts on the Friday 13th, the upcoming reboot, and like what are your thoughts on the remake?
The remake was I was a big I've literally just been praising that reboot like because night we're doing a night was doing his Thursday stream in the morning and we're talking. I was kept bringing up about Derek Mears. He plays such a aggressive, forceful Jason. I even brought up like, man, I wouldn't even be mad if they brought that man back, because he just got down the character. He took what Kane Hodder did and CJ Graham did, and he kind of I think it was kind of you put those two together and you basically get Derek Mears for me, So yeah, like I feel like he studied those Jasons, and yeah, I'm a huge fan of his.
Yeah, me too, man. I think he's one of the best Jasons when it comes to
Yeah,
human Jason, because I love Ted, the guy from Part 4. I like his
Yeah, Ted
Jason.
White.
Ted White, yeah, I like his Jason, but like I feel like Derek Mears was more like was Ted White 2.0. Like he was an
Yeah,
upgraded like Ted White Jason, because
that's
because if you
facts.
yeah, if you look at like Ted White's performance, he was a very aggressive, brutal Jason, and I feel
Yeah,
like Derek Mears took notes from that more and implemented into his Jason and like improved on it.
that's
So
facts though, man.
yeah,
Like it really is.
yeah, and but yeah, that's why yeah, awesome man. I love that you loved the reboot, the remake that came out, and that it's an awesome film, very underrated, and uh yeah, man, I'm excited to see what they do with this new Friday 13th. I like I said, I wanted to see them do like a snow like camp
I
or
would
lake.
like for them to think outside the box though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like I wouldn't want to see like something that they've already done. Like just kind of think outside the box a little bit, and when it comes to that.
yeah. It's cool because it's like I would like to see them do like a snow Camp Crystal Lake with, you know, a technology standpoint, like cameras everywhere, everyone's being tracked, like they all have like chips in them or something like that, because it's like future,
Yeah,
you know? So it's like, have that element to it where it's more interesting when it comes to that uh point of view, when it comes to like characters and how they work around the camp and stuff, and how Jason is, working his way through the camp and killing people, and how that affects the technological aspect of it, you know? So I like to
yeah,
see how that works.
yeah. That's facts.
So yeah, those are my thoughts on that. Did you have any thoughts on anything else about that?
Um, I like from Never Hike Alone where they literally it was kind of like a found footage thing. Like with the main character, he had like his camera, and he was kind of like he was bringing everyone along for the ride. I think he had like a YouTube channel or something. Like he was a character that had the YouTube channel, and I like how different it was. How I've never seen like Friday the 13th like they do that like with the found footage aspect to it. I actually like it. Like it's different. It's kind of like it's so real. It makes it look so real. Cause like whenever I think of found footage movies, like I think of like the Blair Witch Project where they kept marketing the way they kept marketing that it really happened. In reality, it didn't really happen. But it just everyone thought it was real. So yeah, I like it. I like that aspect from Never Hike Alone because it just made it look so real. Like Jason was a real person. So yeah, pretty big fan of that. And I'm not even a
Yeah.
big fan of found footage films, but I mean, when it's done right and you don't oversaturate it, I mean, you can do good stuff with it. So
Yeah, the only found footage film I actually enjoyed as like a found footage film was the Blair Witch Project, because
yeah,
that film was so groundbreaking when it comes to promotion and marketing. Everyone, like you say, everyone thought it was a real film or real like footage. It wasn't
yeah.
a film. Um, so yeah, man, it's cool. The way they did it. Oh, hold on a second. I'm trying to fix my mic. Just
All
so
right,
you
man,
get
that's
me.
cool, dude.
Hold on a second.
Hey, Larry. He's like, yo, what's up, guys? I'm out at the field coaching. Just wanted to stop by and say what's up. Have a good night. I'll catch the replay. Hey, thanks, man. Don't forget to smash that like and leave a comment whenever you watch the video. We gladly appreciate it. We're just discussing, we're having a horror talk, and I haven't done one of these in so long because things out of my control. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, dude. Appreciate it. Oh shit. Oh,
Oh,
hello.
hello?
Unmute. All right. What's hello, guys. Hello, gentlemen. Well, hello, hello, Val. How's it going? Hello, hello, gentlemen. All right. Sorry, I had my mind on something else, and I was just kind of like reading it, but then yeah, pri- private chat. Oh, okay, okay. Hold on, dude. I just read your message. Okay. All right. Remove and then add you back. Hello. Are you there? Hello.
Yeah.
Okay, you're there. All right, cool. I was
Oh,
just
okay.
like, I was hearing my, huh?
You're hitting yourself, right?
Yeah, I was hearing myself. I'm like, wait, what's going on?
Yeah, it was my audio. My bad.
All right,
But
that's cool, man. I was just like, what? But
yeah. But yeah, you were talking about we were talking about we just talked about Friday 13th, right?
yeah,
With that. Okay. Um so you want to also mention Halloween Ends, right? You
oh
want to
yeah,
know our thoughts
definitely.
on that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so for me, when it comes to Halloween Ends, I am excited for it mainly because it's the final chapter, you know, for this trilogy. I like to see how it ends. I do have my own speculations, like Michael and Laurie died together, or you know, people say Michael will live and kill everyone, and then he'll leave Haddonfield, go to the next town.
You know what I
Uh,
think's gonna happen though? I think what people think's gonna happen isn't what's gonna happen. You know, they like just like you said, like people think that they're both gonna Michael's gonna be the one going into the sunset, but I think he's gonna be. I think he'll too. You know.
yeah, that's the thing. Like, I feel like when it comes to uh Michael Myers and Laurie Strode's character, like their relationship, I feel like for this movie, it needs to be like the end of their story, right? It should be
Yeah.
the end because she's as you can see, she's old, right? She's older. Like she's like 60 something years old right
Yeah,
now.
like Sarah Connor, like her age, like they're like the
Yeah.
same age.
Yeah.
So,
And so I would as a writer in a direct like if whoever's the writing the story, like I would end it the right way, kill her
yeah,
off and him off at the same time. Like they're battling each other and they
it's
kill each
time.
other.
It's time to conclude this story. You know,
Yeah,
like
bro.
in my opinion. So can you imagine being a writer and like you're not getting a conclusion? It's like okay, to me, it's kind of like, okay, you're writing a story, but you're writing it midway, and you're, oh, but he's gonna come back, but you can't finish that story yet. You know, it's kind of like it's like you're halfway writing your story, and then in the middle it just stops because we haven't killed off Michael Myers, so we need to conclude that, and we
Mhm.
need an ending of the story where where they both have to die or whatever. So yeah,
Yeah, the I like to see that. And I'm open for other things. I'm open for if Michael Myers lives and he kills everybody, he goes on to the next town. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with if the whole like trilogy and the first original film and all the films in the franchise were just movies in the Season of the Witch universe. I think that would be cool too. Like I
I
wouldn't
wouldn't
mind
mind doing that. Like it's something different.
that. Mhm.
You know, we can only do Halloween movies with Michael in it for so long until it gets very stale. I mean, at this point, I mean, you got to do it. You know, like you got to kind of call it quits on that. So,
Right. Yeah, to me
uh,
it's just
yeah,
I feel like when it comes to um the franchise itself, we all know like there's a lot of people who don't like the certain movies in the franchise. Like we all know everyone doesn't like Halloween 5, Halloween 6, Halloween Resurrection. That's like
everyone just buries Halloween 5. I don't get that. I mean, at first I hated it, but when you kind of throughout time, you start to kind of like it a little bit more. So,
yeah, me
um,
too. Like I liked it for the like the stalking, you know?
oh
It
yeah,
had more stalking in that
I
movie.
liked him and where he was behind the trees and he was just doing what Michael does. So
Yeah. And he was, he was driving the car and he picks up the girl and he's
yeah,
wearing the different mask, but you can still see his eyes and he's like it's menacing, you know. So,
Val just posted a comment. She said, "I'm excited to see ends. I'm still saying the shape and Lori both die." Yeah, I'm
yeah.
saying that too. Like we gotta conclude it like right now. Just we need a
Yep.
conclusion. You know, so
We have to end it
yeah,
because it's like to me like I like to see a conclusion to the Michael Myers story in Halloween Ends, and then the next film after that is like Season of the Witch or a
yeah.
different
Oh,
type of film, you know? That's what I like to see.
I would even say do the Jamie Lloyd storyline for do a sequel to Part 4 thing. You know,
Hmm.
or continue that story, and I wouldn't mind seeing that. I think Drum Dums brought it up in his I think in one of his streams where he was like, I would like to see Jamie Lloyd come back, do like a storyline, do like the Return of Michael Myers a sequel, and kind of continue that story. Like, what do you think about that though? What do you want to see?
I would like to see like a Season of the Witch sequel. That's what I like to see because if you think
Yeah,
about it, me and my buddy Eduardo Romero on the St. Clair and Romero show, we talked about
good
Season of
dude,
the
man.
Witch. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
cool dude. We talked about Season of the Witch, the Halloween 3, and he brought up something. You brought up a good point. You brought up something that I found interesting that could be used in the sequel. He mentioned how all like the what you call it, the the television is broadcasting all over the United States mainly. Yeah. So if you look at it, the the where the Silver Shamrock factory is in California, right?
yeah.
That's a West Coast, so it's Pacific Standard Time. So each like
It was
city,
like an Irish company in California, right?
yeah, Irish company in California,
Yeah, that was it.
and it's on the West Coast, it's Pacific Standard Time, and they show different cities like Seattle, Los Angeles, and then they go on to show New York, Ohio, like so if you go down that route where, because remember, New York and Los Angeles, different time zones, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So if they broadcast all at the same time, then that means that the West Coast goes first and then the East Coast goes second. Because on the West Coast, well, no, the East Coast goes first, the West Coast goes second because the East Coast is ahead of time, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, what did they say? Like it starts at like 7 o'clock at night, October 31st. So
Yeah.
when it's 7 o'clock in the East Coast, it's like 4 o'clock in the West Coast. So like when 7 o'clock hits the East Coast, I know I keep saying it, but when 7 o'clock hits
That's
the
okay.
East
It's
Coast,
alright. You're trying to get your point
yeah,
across. It's fine, bro.
yeah. When 7 o'clock hits the East Coast, then that's when all the
I
kids
do that.
die.
I do the same thing too, man. Like,
Yeah, yeah. And so all the kids will die in the East Coast, but then of course it's not 7 o'clock yet in the West Coast on
yeah,
Pacific Standard Time, so the kids are safe. But when words gets out that the television's broadcast kill the kids and kill all of them, then the people will call the people in Los Angeles and all that, and they'll be like, "Stop the broadcast! Stop the just like Dr. Chalice was trying to tell the broadcast stations to shut it off, right?" Then
yeah.
so with that, you can make a sequel, and in doing that, it's years later after the events of the original, and
You
we
can
all,
do a lot with that movie, man. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? You can do a lot. Like the sky's the limit.
yeah.
So
So yeah, but what I'm trying to say is like they can make a sequel to it, and they show like an opening where it's like newspapers clippings and like of like kids die in New York and all that, and then they
yeah,
say they saved the West Coast from that, and then it's like 40, 50 years later, and technology has grown and ads are on YouTube and all that, and then that's where you can implement the Silver Shamrock commercial advertisement into YouTube, and like they could still have it on like the regular TV, but like they also have it on Roku
shit. Now,
channels
now you got
everywhere.
you. Now you got the social media outlets. That's
Yeah,
gonna brainwash the kids to buy the mass, and then things are gonna be bad for them.
yeah.
So
So it's gonna happen again, and my theory is the guy, the what's his name, Cochran, right? What do you think happened to Cochran at the end of season of the Witch?
maybe he got sent to like to a crazed hospital, and I don't, something like that. He probably ended up being like acting like uh Christian Parker from part 3 of Nightmare on Elm Street. Maybe he turned crazy or something,
Mhm.
because things like that. He probably ended up being just pro- taken to a mental asylum or something. Because a moment like that, it probably changes you. Like just just seeing that at the end. You know, you
So
never know.
so I have a theory, and this is something that I don't know. Nobody really talks about it. And my theory is when the Stonehenge and the TV set blast their lasers at him, they it teleports him to Ireland,
Oh wow,
back to the to
where it
Ireland.
was created,
Yeah,
right?
where it's created, the Samhain or
Oh wow,
Samhain. And then that's
wow,
that's how he was able to come back years later, because he was able to like build like uh better like technology or something like that. And like now that technology has grown more, he's able to access, now he's going back into the real world, and he's accessing all these technology outlets, so
yeah.
he can put his broadcast in there, you know? And it's the same theme, but it's been upgraded to like fit the modern world that we live in, you know. So it's like
True.
a remix kind of, but still has the same like jingle to it, you know? It's not fully changed.
Halloween,
Yeah.
Halloween, Halloween. Yeah, it's a funny little song.
Yeah, so
I don't want
I
to
will
sing the whole song because I don't want to be copyrighted, but you know.
yeah. Absolutely, man. I don't know, YouTube's weird with that, but it's all good, man. It's all good. I love the song, and I think they should keep it in there, but like tune it up a little bit, you know? Not like remix, like it's like it's tuned up, you know? It's the same jingle, it's the same like voice, like, but it's been tuned up a little bit, you know? That's what I like to see for after Halloween ends, just a sequel to season of Witch.
Yeah, Val says then if someone picks it up somewhere down the line, I would like to see it start after H4, bringing back Daniel Harris. Ooh,
Yeah,
that would be
that
nice. I would.
that
I'm all for that. Yeah, she wants
Daniel.
to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah,
What?
yeah,
What
yeah,
would it be cool? Would it be cool if she also did the anthology series?
yeah. I
What?
think
What?
that'd be cool.
What do you think?
I think that would be cool. I mean, that's what I was thinking. Like they should go the anthology route after it ends. But if they don't and they want to pick up after H4, that's totally cool. You know, I'd rather see an anthology route, but it's cool they pick up H4. And by the way, like you said, Daniel Harris wants to be in another Halloween movie. So,
Yeah.
so if they're gonna take place after H4 and they bring back Jamie Lloyd and they ask Daniel Harris to come back, she's gonna jump right on it, dude.
Come
Like
on,
no
bring
question.
back Rachel Carruthers. Bring
Yep.
bring back Sheriff Meeker. You know that'd be great.
Yeah,
You
dude,
know,
that'll be awesome, dude. And now we get to see like I would love to see because remember Jamie at the end she stabbed and her mother, presumably killing her, right?
yeah.
And then she's on top of the stairs and she has the
And then
knife.
Loomis is freaking out, like,
Yeah,
oh shit.
yeah,
You know,
and
just
yeah, she's like so the evil looks like has passed on to her, right?
yeah.
So it could be years later, and she's been locked up in at Smith's Grove, and she's been silent for all these years,
Ooh,
and she's all grown up, and she
that's a good
is come
idea,
back.
bro.
Yeah, and she's coming back out, and now she's killing people, and she still has the clown mask in the suit, the clown suit. You know, instead of putting on the Michael Myers mask, like she puts on what she wore back in H4.
Back in '88, you know, she'll
Yeah,
put on that old getup because it's what she's familiar with. It's what she's like she was wearing that when she killed her aunt. Where she killed that's her like her foster mom, right?
yeah, yeah. It's a foster mom. Her
Foster
real
mom.
mother
I
was
was
Louise
thinking
Rowe.
her. Honestly, dude, like I don't know why. I was like, okay, that's her aunt, but it's like her foster mom. I remember. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
that was a
and
really shocking ending, man. Like I was shocked. You know, I don't like, and then plus Loomis just saying no, no, like. So that was funny, dude, and it was shocking. So yeah,
yeah, it was shocking. Like that's the thing with me. That's the thing about that movie. It's like the end. Like they could have just ended it there, right? Like they didn't
yeah,
have to make it more. They just leave it like that.
just boom, just leave it alone. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah. But of course they made five because it was successful. So,
And then
but
Mustafa Akkad was like, no, no, no. We got to keep Michael Myers going. Let's,
yeah,
but yeah.
yeah. But yeah, I'm down with the H4 sequel with Jamie Lloyd as like the actual. He now she's the killer, right?
I
Like that was.
always, I always enjoyed the character of Danny from Halloween 6. Like I've always, I mean, not, I get popular consensus. Everyone doesn't like it, but I mean, there's some good things about that movie. I like Danny. He's so vulnerable, and he's kind of like you can kind of root for him a little bit. Where it's just like he's always scared of he sees the man in black in the in the corner, and I just think that was seeing that when I was 12, that always scared me a little bit. So
Yeah,
So
because it was like intense. The whole hospital
he
massacre.
looks like one of those giallo killers from like the Dario Argento films, where
Yeah,
like the killers look just like the Man in Black from Halloween 6. Like I'm a big fan of Dario Argento, and like he every single one of his movies, he has a guy with black gloves on. It's like it's like a killer from like an American slasher movie, you know.
oh,
So and then that's why I seen people in the comments. They're like, dude, it's basically like Halloween 5 is basically a giallo film because of that guy in the film. So yeah.
yeah. I like the secondary villain, the Man in Black. I like that guy.
He looks
Like,
scary, bro. Like, can you imagine seeing him like in your room at night when if you're a kid, like just wow, you know. I used to have nightmares about Freddy, just seeing someone like that at my closet, just you know,
dude, like
pretty scary shit.
the Man in Black, like he of course he was mysterious in Halloween 5, and that's what I love about him. Like you didn't know much about him. Like he comes in out of nowhere, and like and then Halloween 6 to reveal who he is. And I thought it was a good like secondary villain to Michael. Like if you think about it, it was a nice like secondary villain, and you got somebody that like I feel like with that hospital scene, people root for Michael in that, you know, when he was killing all the doctors and the main guy and all that. So
That was a bloodbath right there, my friend.
yeah,
Like,
it was
whoa,
it
Jesus.
was awesome. That was
Yeah.
awesome. That's why I love Halloween 6
You didn't
because
think he was gonna do that. You're just okay, we're in the hospital. He's there's like security guard, there's doctors, whatever. But nah, he's like, I don't give a F. I'm gonna do what I gotta do, and that's Michael Myers right there. We can't tell his ass nothing. So
that's and it's like he's evil, right? Like Michael is always going to be listening to himself. He's not going to listen
I
to
just I
others.
just feel like weirded out when people are like, I feel bad for Michael. I don't. Like that guy literally killed people.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah,
yeah.
when he said, well, you know how Dr. Loomis, like he says, oh, I thought Michael was evil, but you, and I was like, okay, but still Michael's
I
evil.
like
Like,
that line he said in part 4, man. He's like, I can't take him to hell because I know hell wouldn't have him. And I was like, whoa, chills. That
what?
was a good line. I'm not gonna lie, bro. That was a good line. Like he says, I know. He says, I know he can't go to hell because I know hell won't have him. And I was
Mhm.
like, dude, that's a good. Like, that's like Halloween 1 s kind of line right there
Yeah.
that he came up with for to me though.
I think that's making Michael really scary is that, like, even hell's afraid of him.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, welcome to hell, Michael. Oh, no, we're not gonna have you in here.
Yeah.
I could imagine that, like, but yeah,
It would be interesting if Michael is not like the devil. Like he's not the evil doesn't come from hell. It doesn't come from the source of hell. It comes from something else. You know? It's a
yeah,
different type of evil.
like an evil that's not connected to the down surface of hell. You
Yeah.
know,
Because you think,
people automatically assume like, okay, hell basically hell, like hell is the only thing that's evil, and I'm like, dude, there's other forms of evil out there.
yeah.
So, all right, Val says, like, basically, she was like, do a similar time jump to Halloween 18, you know,
Yeah.
basically,
And I think they
like,
can just saying that I think they can do that because with Halloween 4, it is it's one of the fan favorite sequels, and I think people will still like enjoy it and still go to see it. because it's a H-World sequel.
Yeah, Halloween 4 is like my favorite third, like my third favorite. You know, being the first movie is my favorite. The second one is my second favorite, and fourth is the third. So
Halloween 4 is Halloween 3. Halloween 4
yeah,
is like,
yeah,
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 you can say
basically,
that, yeah, Halloween 4 is like the true Halloween sequel, quote unquote,
yeah.
to H2. But
Bro,
yeah. No, go ahead.
no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off, bro.
No, no, no. I was oh sorry. I was just saying I like the H1 and H2 as like a double feature, like a back-to-back watch because I feel like Halloween 1 and 2 is one movie, you know. If you didn't, like I always say this, if you didn't cut from if you didn't end Halloween 1 right there where Loomis shoots him off the roof, instead of cutting it and ending it, they cut to Loomis running out, like in the beginning of H2. And then that's when the guy says, like, what does he say? The the neighbor, he says
Oh,
something.
he said like,
Death. He said
what,
death.
what's going on? I've been trick or treated to death tonight, or something like that, right?
Yeah, yeah. He's like, you don't know what that is, and he runs
And
away.
he went like, and then it started playing the music.
Mhm.
So sorry. I like part. I because I've always been a like man. There's no one at the hospital. There's like five. There's five like workers there, and I'm just. It's so quiet, and usually when you think of hospitals, you think of like everyone's around and everyone's going around places, and that just always freaked me out. I remember Craven
Yeah.
saying I remember Craven saying that he went to a hospital like that, and there was like mostly no one around, like pretty scary.
Hmm.
But what happened? You all right?
Yeah, yeah. My dogs,
Oh,
they're barking at people. Um, yeah, no, I like the hospital sitting too. The thing about that, I was always interested in knowing, like, was it just those people who worked there the whole, like, that's the whole day, or was it like nighttime and they're
the
like the
head doctor was like, "I'm gonna go fuck." He was like, "F this, I'm gonna go party," you know. So yeah, like he was just like, "Forget y'all, I'm gonna go party, but first I'm gonna treat Lori, and then I'm gonna go, I'm gonna do what I gotta do, you know."
Yeah, well, my question was like, are those the only people who work at the hospital, or are they like a section of people that work a late night shift?
I think a, I think a section,
Hmm.
there's like they have like different kind of times and shifts and stuff. And normally at night you only see like a little bit of people, but I think like during the day there's probably like tons of doctors around and tons of people and stuff. So yeah, it kind of reminded me of like the nurses. Like there was a movie called New Year's Evil, where I think some of the movie was taking place in the hospital, and it kind of reminded me of the hospital from Halloween 2, and stuff like that. And yeah,
Yeah, Halloween 2 it's a great
and
sequel.
Bud was a character. That's my spirit animal right there. He was a cool character.
Well, I looked up. I was watching this movie called River's Edge with Keanu Reeves and Crispin Glover, and he was in there, right?
Oh, for
And
real?
yeah, he plays the stepfather
Oh,
of
wow.
Keanu Reeves, and I was like, is that Bud from Halloween 2? And I looked up on IMDb and Google, and he popped up as the cast, and I was like, wait, what? And then he was in there, and I looked up how old he was when he did the role. He was like 40 something years old. It's crazy.
He was in Maniac Cop 2. You know, he was in that movie. He was one of the prisoners. the prisoners that escaped and stuff.
Oh, you
So
mean
he
the
was
one
in that.
oh wait, you're talking about the when he was wearing the afro? He was the killer,
Yeah,
the serial killer? Okay.
yeah, 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 man. He was in that one. I'm a big fan of those movies.
Yeah.
Um, I was on I Shot Him Six Times, and we were talking about that movie, Maniac Cop, and and his I was on his channel. We were talking about that one, and man, dude, it's just I love that movie because it just kind of has a message behind it, and what happened, like the real effects when you're a good cop and you're with all the other bad cops and they try to screw you over, and that stuff happens like a lot. So I like the message behind the movie. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Anthony's in the chat.
Oh, I was getting so into the conversation.
Yeah, no, no. I'm
Yeah.
me too.
All right, man. Anthony, what's up, my bro? Yo, what's up, fellas? Halloween 2 is widely underrated, dude. I'm I agree. I agree with that. Uh, Val also said you could easily let me show them. You could easily get 3 movies out with Daniel Harris. Yeah, I agree with that. If Laurie Strode can do it 3 times, Daniel Harris, her being 45, can do it as well.
Hmm.
You know. And let me highlight Anthony right here. Yo, what's up, fellas? Halloween 2 is widely underrated. Yeah, and
Yep.
that's the truth.
You know what's crazy? It's with Maniac Cop. I want go back to Maniac Cop. The first one was more like a crime thriller. You know,
Yeah,
because it was like Bruce Campbell is trying to like clear his name, right? Because like he was falsely accused of murdering his wife. So like throughout the whole movie, like he's trying to clear his name, and the Maniac Cop is trying to like not let that happen. Because the whole point of the like you said, the message in the movie is like cops, bad cops will screw over the good cops because the good cops are taking down a lot of bad guys, and a lot of the bad guys are working with those cops. They're working with those cops, right? And that's what's crazy about that, and that's like the message. But with Bruce Campbell's character, um, yeah, he's trying to like clear his name, and throughout the movie, the maniac cop is trying to like not let that happen because he wants to turn the cops against each other and the cops against the city and the community. So they started fighting each other and killing each other and all that. And that was the whole point of Maniac Cop, the first one.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, Anthony is always with these tough situations for his comments that he's always doing. Uh, he's trying to put us in a corner, basically. So, but I love it though. He's good. He's
Yeah,
cool.
he's awesome.
Good friend, man. Good friend.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Rank these sequels: Halloween 2, Child's Play 2, Freddy's Revenge, and Scream 2. Thanks though. uh, I would go with Halloween 2, Freddy's Revenge, Scream 2, and Child's Play 2.
Ooh.
That's just me. What about you, Dominic?
I would put oof. Child's Play 2,
All right.
H2, Freddy's Revenge, and Scream 2.
All right. That's cool. That's a good choices.
Yeah. Freddy's Revenge is underrated as well.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Like,
Dude,
the scariest version of Freddy, in my opinion,
yep.
you know, just,
and and I see a lot of people like I saw the documentary, and a lot of the fans say like they don't like it because of the gay aspect of it.
I don't,
And like I actually enjoyed that aspect because that's a good type of plot when it comes to Freddy, because Freddy likes to play with his victims and kind of mess with them, right? So Jesse is on the borderline between gay and straight, right? and
He's
Freddy's.
trying to decide. He's kind of like he don't know what to do. He's kind of torn between the two. Like, what do I be? What I'm gay or do I be straight?
Yeah,
And that's kind of like people are like, there's no stories, and I'm like, there's literally a story in the movie.
yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know. It's so weird. It's so weird to just hate them. Like it has everything. Like
Mhm.
you want a traditional Nightmare on Elm Street movie, and I mean, in my opinion, like you got it, boom, right there. You got scared. You got Freddy being scary, and dude, that scene with Grady, man, when Freddy came out of Jesse's body like that, and then, oh my god, like, ow,
It was
that
the
was
best.
pretty shocking. That was scary.
Yeah, I bet you like nobody expected that to happen. Nobody expected that. Like was watching and like he's just freaking out and he's like apparently he's in pain. I'm like, what is going on? And then his hands start turning into Freddy's finger knives and gloves. I'm like, wait, what? And then Freddy comes out of his chest, and I was like, oh shoot, like that was crazy.
I covered my mouth. I was like, I was like, oh my god, I was just like doing an impersonation of Drew Barrymore on the Scream poster, like, oh shit. But yeah, it was a really shocking scene.
And like I love Freddy in the film. He's not just scary, but he's just really bad. Like he's an evil fucking dude. Because remember, like after he comes out of the body, he before he goes up to Grady, he looks at him and like he smiles at him and he takes his time to put the hat on and like he keeps smiling at him while he does it. Like he's just so
And
like
then like he's just
evil.
looking back. He's looking back at Jesse. Like I think in the mirror, he's
Yeah.
looking back at him, and he's just waving goodbye. Like I got you.
Yeah.
I was just, dude. There's no good in that guy. There's no good in Freddy. Like there's dude. Just he's just evil. You talk about Michael Myers like being evil, man. This guy, Freddy's like he'll he'll kill you in your dreams, and he'll smile and he'll like it too. You know. So
He'll
so
kill your friend and then he'll mock you after.
yeah,
Like that's what happened. He killed Grady, and then in the mirror, like you say, he's waving at him and chuckling and laughing. He's just mocking Jesse. Like he's just like, "I killed your friend," and
yeah.
then he pulls out like his glove, and he's like saying no, like he's waving no to Jesse because like Jesse's like nodding his head no. He's mimicking him. It's cool, man.
He was like this. He was like.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Freddy was.
Have you
He
ever
was.
have you ever met him? Wash actor, uh, Mark Patton.
Mhm.
He
Mark
does
Van.
like, I think, yeah, he does conventions.
He's like a designer right now.
Oh, for real.
Yeah, he quit acting like after Freddy's Revenge.
Oh yeah, I've seen the documentary. Like I've seen it. Yeah,
And
it's
it's a
called Scream. It's called Scream Queen.
yeah, My Nightmare on Elm Street. That's what it's called. And let me just say, the balls the movie has to back in the day was like 85, and the actor like uh the actor himself to do that role and him actually being gay, like he's an actual gay person, and him to do that role in 1985 is very like bravo. Like he did a
Yeah,
really good job, and he was brave
people
because
hated gay people in the '80s, man. Like
yeah,
it was very brave of him to do that. You know,
yeah,
and the director even doing that kind of a role. You know, it got a lot of flack. It's like they were like, a gay person shouldn't be in any horror movie, and I'm like, dude, anyone could get it. Anyone could be in a horror movie. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know, anyone can go through like stuff like this. I mean, I remember I had a cousin, man. He went through paranormal stuff. You know, he went through his own horror movie. So like anyone can go through like things like that. Doesn't matter. You know, none of that. You know.
Yeah, and Freddy's like he's like what
I
what is
have
that
a
term?
hey dude, I'm sorry, but I have a theory about Jesse Wash and why Freddie was so attracted to him. You
Okay.
know, I feel like he was on his way to be a serial killer, Jesse. You
Hmm.
know, because there was like it was like going through you know a broken like family that treats him like kind of like shit a little bit. And I just like think like I just kind of like why would Freddie kind of be attracted to him just like that, you know? Because in order for him to kind of the fact that he's so you know he needs someone who's just like him to keep going. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like he don't needs like a normal person. He needs someone with his kind of mindset who
Right.
enjoys killing people, who enjoys the thought of hurting others and killing others. You know, so
Because remember,
I have a theory like maybe Jesse was on his way to be evil, to be a serial killer. And you know, that's just me though.
dude, dude, I definitely agree with you because if you, now I'm thinking about it throughout the movie, like um whenever like you think Freddy, you know that scene where you thought Freddy was going up to the girl with the knife, the finger knives,
Yeah,
gloves, and he's about to kill her, and then I think like either the
that was
girl or
Jesse.
it was Jesse.
That was
So
Jesse.
so you can tell like Jesse and like Jesse likes to say like, "Oh, you almost made me kill her," and I think Freddy even said like, "No, like you did, like
You
you
did
were
that
gonna do it."
yourself.
Yeah,
Right.
and I think Freddy he already sees the potential in Jesse, so that's why he was kind of warming him up and like he was freaking him out, no doubt. But like I feel like he's trying to get under Jesse's skin, literally, to
Yeah.
like possess him because Jesse has he has the ability to become a killer and kill people. And that's
It
why
kind of reminds me of I don't know if you're I don't know it kind of reminds me of Carnage and Cletus Cassidy, you know, from they're like Spider-Man characters,
uh,
and he's Cletus Cassidy is a serial killer, and Carnage the Red Simulant is so attracted to him because he's just as bad as he is. So
mhm.
it kind of it gave me that kind of vibe when I saw Jesse and Freddie because I think Freddie already knew because you know he's not human no more. He's already dead, so he knows stuff. He knows stuff about people. That's why he kind of takes advantage of their biggest fears. And when they're in the nightmare with him, every dream sequence is like a fear that they have, right?
Yeah.
So Freddie took advantage of Jesse's vulnerability and his secret that he deep down he wants to be a serial killer one day, and Freddie knew that he took it. He's gonna take advantage of you know. So and
Mm.
he was kind of bringing that out of him every time in the movie because he wanted to kill Lisa. Like he was thinking about it too, so he was kind of like no, I don't want to do it now. So yeah,
Yeah, it's definitely like you can tell too throughout the movie he's always like the coach is always giving him a hard time. His Of course he becomes friends with Grady, but like you know um
at first they were kind of like
butting
you know
heads. Yeah.
yeah.
But they become friends, and but yeah, you can definitely see some signs there. Like, yeah, there's potential for him. Like, if Freddy never intervened with Jesse's life, like he could have became a serial killer or something like that. So I think,
Yeah,
like you said, if Freddy saw that in him, that's why he's taking advantage of him, and so he can, that's where he gets his power. You know. So what do you think happened to Jesse after Freddy's revenge and Lisa?
I think they both like. I think it really messed them up. You know, seeing their friend get killed like that in front of them. You know, like it just they probably went crazy, and I honestly wanted to see like a continuation of that, man.
Hmm.
Like, man, where were they gonna go? Where did they end up? You know, what happened? Did they like move away? Did they move somewhere else? Did they did they start a family together? What happened? Did Jesse go into a breaking point that, and he's already a killer? Like I think there's a lot of
You know,
questions.
be you know, it'd be cool if they made a nightmare. Like, there's talks of making a new Nightmare with Blumhouse. You know, it'd be cool if they brought back Jesse and Lisa. But Jesse's like a, what do they call those guys who are married to their wife, but like they're secretly having an affair with them with the guy? What's it called?
Huh. I know, but I just can't put the name on it. Huh.
But you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I can't think of the name for that right now.
So what they can do is, uh, what they can do is they can bring them back, and they're like the main characters. Well, they have kids, right? And
Yeah.
they're the main characters, right? And well, they're the kids, and Jesse and Lisa. They're all the main characters, but Jesse is secretly having an affair with her, with his best friend. They're both gay, or no, his best friend's gay, and he's like now coming like out, like he's like,
He's finally coming to grips with it.
yeah.
Like yeah,
And
yeah, I can see that.
that's when Freddy comes back, and he's coming back to Jesse, and now his kid is also like curious, I guess you can say, you know.
Like, what
So
is that? Like, he's kind of like the kids were wondering what is that? Like, what's going on? Like
yeah,
they don't
yeah,
he don't know.
yeah, and but the kid might also have the potential, because you know how there's a thing where a lot of serial killers genetics, like if you have a genetics of like a serial killer, you can possibly turn into one, right?
Yeah.
Like you said, what if, because with Jesse, like he had a potential, but now that didn't happen. Now they had kids. What if Jesse's kids have the potential to now become a serial killer, and that's why Freddy's come back
Oh
because of
wow,
that?
that'd be crazy. Like,
Yeah,
ooh,
because remember, why didn't Freddy do the same thing he did in Freddy's Revenge in Dream Warriors or Dream Master? Like, why couldn't he? Why did he go back to that? You know?
because he could like because none of those characters like were like they didn't have no evil in them. Jesse did though. Like you could just tell that guy just by looking like just seeing what he was doing, you could see he was on a breaking point.
Yeah,
And Freddy was feeding on that. Like
yeah,
Freddy's like this. He's like a predator. When he smells blood, he goes right at it.
yeah.
So
So they can do that, right? And by the end of the film, like it's all Robert Englund. You know, the whole film, Robert Englund, right? But then at the end, he transfers his essence into Jesse's kid, and now his kid becomes Freddy Krueger. Like he becomes Freddy Krueger, but
wow.
with his own with his own like um taste. You know, he still
That's
has
kind
the
of a cool idea because it's
Mhm.
kind of you won't even have to like you won't have to do the whole passing the torch kind of thing where he's like sitting on the throne and he passes the torch like that. Like I hear that from a lot of people. Like I would love for him to pass the torch, but don't do it on the nose. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like don't make it too obvious. Kind of like have an excuse to do it, but don't just do it like, oh, okay, basically you're literally putting it like leaving it on the nose, basically, you know.
Right. I would like to see that.
Yeah.
When it comes to Blumhouse, um, taking over the titles, because
You
I
think
heard,
you
huh?
you think they're doing a good you think they're doing good with that, like trying to take over all the franchises, or do you think they should chill out and let other film companies do one?
I think they should. I don't mind them do it. Like I've been enjoying Halloween so far,
Yeah.
so I wouldn't mind them doing The Exorcist. They talk about bringing back Jason one time. Like they talked about getting the rights to Jason and Friday 13th. So
Yeah.
excuse me, and
Yeah.
they talked about it. So I wouldn't mind seeing what they do with that. Um, but even with The Exorcist, because I like Exorcist 1 and Exorcist 3. If they combine the two films together and have like, the, Exorcist, but like mixed with, the like serial killer type of vibe, like David Fincher type of vibe of Exorcist 3, that would be cool, you know, for the new Exorcist trilogy.
Hmm. Cool. I'm with
They
that.
Yeah, they haven't announced Linda Blair yet to come back, but I bet they're gonna ask her. They're gonna be like, "Hey, you want to come back?" And then she's gonna come back like at the very end, like of the during the movie.
Yeah.
So let's see. All right, as you say, like Child's Play 2. So
Season 2 of Child's Play.
yeah,
Yeah.
Chucky. I
Wow.
haven't.
I'm looking forward to that one, man. Great.
What I love about the Chucky is like the settings. You know, the first movie was set in like an apartment like type of complex building in Chicago. The second film was at a house, like in a toy factory. Um, right,
Military school.
military school, and then they were they're on a road trip.
Yeah.
They're a road trip. And,
Classic slasher movie trope right there.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then City of Chucky, they were in Los Angeles and Hollywood, specifically Hollywood, and
Six
then
was.
and then six was like they were back at a house, but then one of the other ones like they were at a hospital, like a asylum.
Yeah, like Smith's Road Sanitarium.
Yeah. And then in Chucky season 1 is in like a town, um,
New
and
Jersey, right?
yeah, New Jersey. And then it looks like in this one it's gonna be at like like a Catholic school, like something like that, right? Because in the trailer they showed them walking through a Catholic like school and all that. You
Yeah.
see Devin Sawa, so I like to see like what they do with that.
Yeah, man, that guy's he's becoming like a he's gonna have a whole family of characters in the seasons.
Uh-huh.
Because he's playing different characters. Like
Yeah.
he's playing different characters, so he's gonna have like his own little family of Devin Sawas in there. It's funny.
It's cool because like he's from Final Destination, and it's funny
We'll
because
never
always
we'll never get to miss him. So
yeah, yeah, and like people have theories that Devin Sawa's character in the first season is what's his name, Alex from
from
Final
Final Destination,
Destination, and like Chucky like was his death. You know, he
I'm like,
spits.
turn that into a fan fiction. Fuck it. you know.
Yeah,
So
yeah, because like his death is Chucky killing him. That's his death. Death didn't have to
Dude,
do
no
anything.
lie though, you can kind of put that like though that electric death looks like it looks something out of Final Destination.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like it kind of reminded me of that.
yeah.
So
So now,
speaking of Final Destination, man,
yeah,
like what did you think about part two, where it literally was like, oh, he died like somewhere between like after the first movie before the second one.
yeah.
Like, what did you like? It kind of reminded me of them doing Laurie Strode,
The
uh,
resurrection.
Jamie Lee Curtis, you know,
Yeah.
like where they're like, oh, part four, when they're just like, oh, your mom died in a car accident or something. I don't
Nah, I didn't like it. Like the way they told it too. Like they're like, oh, a brick like fell on his head and he died. And I'm like, no, that's not a good way to go out.
know. I'm
Come
like,
on.
you're just gonna like leave me in the dark right now. Come
Yeah,
on.
yeah. And it's our favorite character. I don't know why they want to get rid of him. Um,
You
I
think they didn't want to pay him the money, or like, what do you think?
um, I don't know. I don't know the reason. I yeah, I don't know they brought back the girl though.
Yeah,
You know,
Clear,
Claire
played by
Rivers.
Ali Larter. You know,
Yeah, they brought her
uh,
back, but I really wanted to see Devin back. Like, I don't know. I just wanted to see him back.
seeing him interact with Kimberly, I would and Clear. You know, maybe they would have got together. You know, you never know.
Yeah.
Them getting together, having a bunch of kids together. So yeah, that'd have been cool. You know.
Maybe it'd be cool if that was like Kimberly was actually the daughter of Claire. Like, this takes place years after the first
The
one, right?
ending of part two, man, I was just like, okay, like everything's all calm. We're having Sunday breakfast, you know, and then the guy just blows up, and then the
The
arm
arm.
just falls on the mom's lap, and she starts screaming. I was like, oh my god, that is so scary. Like
You didn't even expect that
it
to happen.
it caught me by surprise, bro. Like it
Yeah.
caught me by surprise. I was just
It happened
whoa,
so fast because remember before he blows up, they were talking about how he like survived something,
yeah.
right? And then they looked over and like it was so fast though. Like they just talked about it and then they looked over. It was so fast. And then he blows up. And it was like, what the fuck just happened?
I'm like, can you at least build up to that moment?
Yeah,
You know, just Jesus.
yeah. And what do you think about the timeline? Have you checked out CC's World on YouTube?
Guy who's always doing those long videos about about the characters
Yeah.
and yeah, I love that channel, dude.
He did a whole yeah,
During the pandemic, I was like, okay, we're watching. I'm binging all his videos.
yeah.
Just yeah.
Did you see his video on the Final Destination timeline?
I actually haven't, but I'm gonna watch it later on. So
It's awesome, dude. And it definitely if you missed out on the whole like story with the kid at the end of 2, he explains it. Like he explains the whole fire accident that happens with that guy with the kid involved, and that's how it led up to his death at the end of 2.
oh wow.
Yeah, because I'm trying. Let me see.
I remember that wannabe rapper guy in part two. I was just like,
I
God,
remember that guy too.
wow, what a character, man.
He's one of my favorite characters in the
Yeah,
franchise.
he brought that lightheartedness because I always remember Final Destination was so serious, you know. And then he was the guy between brought that little humor in there somewhere. So
He was like Billy in the first one,
yeah,
played by Scott William.
Scott Willie, Sean William Scott.
Scott
Yeah,
William
I
Scott.
remember him.
Yeah, I always felt like he was that character. Like he was
Yeah. Oh
replacing
yeah.
his role because he was funny and too like especially like before his death.
He's like, you
Like
seen that shit? You see that?
you know, shit.
He's like, you seen that shit?
Yeah. And like, oh yeah, and like when before the accident happens, like he's in the car and he was like, the police goes by, he was like, yeah, the fuck you think this is, huh? Or something like that. Like he was insulting the cop.
Oh
He's
man.
like, yeah, bitch, bitch. He was funny. I love his. I
He was
love
with
the
like
character.
all those girls, and he's like, "Hey man, I was there. You see that
Yeah, yeah, I was there,
shit?"
bro. Look
Oh
at that
man,
shit.
that was
And then like
fucking
the
funny.
scene where he's in the elevator and he's like looking at the guy and he's like, "You got something on your." First he takes out his shoe and he smells it. He's like, "Oh, dog shit," or something like that. And then he looks over. He's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, you got something on your face." And then he's like, "Oh no, you want me to look at it?" And it was like, "No, I'm good. I'm good." And it's like, "Oh, come on. Let me look
Oh
at
my
it."
god.
He's like, "What?"
It's like, nah,
Yeah,
bro.
dude, that guy was
This ain't
hilarious.
it. Nah.
Mm. There's a lot of memorable characters in Final Destination.
It's kind of funny that the dad was like, "Be careful," and Kimberly's like, she's like those daughters that when their dad gets like overprotective, and she's just everything's gonna be fine. Her friend too, like her friend's like everything's gonna be fine, and I'm like, no, it's not. Like,
Well, it's not. And
and I'm
it's
like, you does that look fine to you? That whole shit exploding right there, Mister. It's Miss. Everything's gonna be fine.
uh,
So it was funny.
oh, also the two guys in the car were funny too. The
Yeah,
hippie guys, the guys smoke weed.
yeah.
Dude, like that movie had the most fun characters. That Final Destination 3 had Frank.
It ain't a horror movie unless you put in some two potheads in
Yeah.
there. So
Yeah, technically like it's a slasher movie, right?
basically, yeah.
But it's like it's a unique type of slasher. It's not like Jason or Michael where they're like real
It was
like
different,
yeah,
and
it's
around a
groundbreaking.
time that was desperately needed for new ideas. That was cool. I
Yeah.
like those movies.
What if Final Destination came out in like
Ooh,
the 80s or the 90s?
ooh, damn, that would have been cool.
Like if you think about it, like the effects, right? Like the
I think
practical.
it came out. It came out the right time, because I think people in the '80s didn't want to give up slasher movies. You know what I'm saying? Or I
Yeah.
mean, Found Destination was a slasher movie, but it was it was a different kind. You
Yeah.
know, it was people wanted to still see mass killers. They wanted to still see the silent killers and killing defenseless women. Like I think they still wanted to see that. I think in 2000 they were just like, nah, we want something new already. We're already done with Jason and Michael and Freddy. Just give us something new.
Mhm. Yeah, dude,
So
it's groundbreaking. Not a lot of people think about it, but it's a groundbreaking like slasher film, horror film. Um, because it follows the Scream.
it made me scared to take flights.
Yeah, I mean,
So
there's a lot of fears in the franchise, like take a plane, go on the
well, I will
freeway.
never go to I've never planned to go to a NASCAR show.
Yep,
So thankfully, that's off the.
a roller
So
coaster. And also the deaths too. Like, I never like want to go and get a tan in a tanning bed.
oh my god,
Like there's just a lot of like deaths that you're like, nope,
they
we ain't
they
doing
have
that.
all your scares. All your scares, they always they have you covered. You're afraid of something? Okay, we got you covered. Roller coaster, fly, ride an airplane. You're on the highway. We got you covered. Everything. Boom. Trent's like
Yeah.
you never see the bad guy. Yeah,
Oh yeah, dude.
Trent Dabs.
That's my buddy.
That's you. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
cool.
that's my buddy. Yeah,
Oh,
he was on one of my horror talk show.
oh yeah, I remember. I remember. That's
Yeah.
cool. I think
Yeah.
I followed him not too long ago when I was he was on one of your lives.
Mhm.
So that's cool.
Trent's right.
Yeah,
You never see death.
you never see the bad guy. That's awesome. That's
No.
true.
And that's what's so scary about death, right? It's like
I mean, a couple of
you never
those
see
like
him coming.
throughout the movie, bro. A couple of those bits, okay, they deserved it. Okay,
Yeah.
like that racist guy in
Or
and I think it was the one with the NASCAR, and then I
uh,
think it came out that he was racist in the movie or something. I'm like, yeah, he had it coming.
he literally called the black guy an N-word.
Yeah, like I was just, yeah, you're, just out of there.
At that
Uh,
point, like when it comes to Final Destination 4, like they're just like, here, let's bring in somebody that you just don't like. Like this is
yeah.
a slasher. Let's bring in someone like dude, Trent. I think there's a guy in Friday 13 reboot that is also named Trent.
Oh,
So like I'm
yeah.
using that as an example, like Trent from Friday 13th, like he's a perfect example of like the guy you want to see die, just like that racist guy in Final Destination 4. That's the trope, right?
I
Like
was
you
like,
want
we
to
got to get you out of here, man. Just
yeah. In the second one they say you can't cheat death. Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like, well, in the first one, Tony Todd said you can't cheat death, right? And throughout the movie they explain, yeah, but you can. But in the second one, they're like, no, you can't. You just can't. You can't get away with death. You know? You can't get away from that.
Clear was just so cooped up in that. I mean, she if you can kind of agree, she had the right idea to still like, no, I'm not leaving this place. I'm safe in here,
Yeah.
in this little room. So
I'm surprised that like death didn't like use a plane to like or helicopter to like crash into the thing. Like, why didn't that do that? You know?
yeah, those are some questions. Those are questions that I don't think will never get answered, sadly.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's such a good franchise, man. Nobody
Man,
talks
I remember
about it.
the ending of the first one where it's just like the big old billboard flew and killed a Carter. I was
Yeah.
like, damn, they're
Yeah,
not
because
playing.
yeah, because you know, before Carter dies, well, we don't see his death. We just see like him like reacting as it comes down. But like before, like he dies, like he saves Alex because they're supposed to kill him, and then Trent was or not Trent, fuck.
And
Carter
then like
says,
we find out that Alex is dead through a freaking newspaper, man. Like
yeah,
why?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
oh,
and
that don't give me no closure at all.
yeah, but
So
but what I like about the ending to the first one is like it misses Alex because Carter saves him
yeah.
and then Carter's like, you're supposed to be dead, man. He's like, well, it just skipped me. And then he's like, oh well, who's next? And then like it comes right back down to hit Carter.
Oh yes.
So then
I
it's
mean,
it's a
he was
cycle.
a character where I was like, okay, you deserve to die, but at the same time, he kind of redeemed himself a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
Like I was kind of like, oh man, you're one of the good guys. You kind of like you were an asshole at first, but then you were coming around, and then you had to die, Just
Yeah.
yeah.
Trent's from Vancouver, Canada. He says he knows at least one of them was filmed in Vancouver.
Oh my
I would
god.
say, yes, the majority of the first three movies were shot in Canada, mainly Toronto, Montreal, and Vancouver. Yeah, because
Nev Campbell's her home country. You
yeah,
know, that's where she's
also
from.
yeah, also Mary Elizabeth Winstead's from Canada, and Devon Sawa,
Oh
he's from
shoot!
Canada, so it was
Wow, there
very
you go.
convenient.
They're closer to home, to film the movies. So
Yeah,
why not? Yeah.
and what I love about Final Destination is, like I said, the characters and also the concept, the idea of like a killer you don't see coming. You know what I'm saying?
Kind of
Like,
reminds me of like the fog where you don't see nothing, like that you don't see the force that's coming to the town. It's kind of like they're there to kill, but you don't. It's the what I find scary is like the unseen where you don't see what's gonna kill you.
yeah,
That's always scary. Trent says, I remember seeing them film the bridge scene. Oh my god, that's crazy.
yeah, that was like the
That was like another one where I'm like, oh my god, they're dying. They're all gonna die. They're going in the waters and stuff. And yeah,
yeah with the water thing, them falling down. I don't know. Like some people will debate like they can survive that, but I don't know. But I got it. But the way they die is very creative because the one girl that falls off, when she falls off, she lands on, she gets impaled by the sailboat. Remember, she got impaled by that, and then the one guy, he gets hit by one of those support beams. It was
oh
like they're
yeah,
flying really fast, and like it hits him, and like it just takes him away that
it's
fast.
that. Who's that guy? That old guy? He's always in like a lot of movies.
Oh yeah,
But you don't like it's he's kind of like that one guy you don't just know his name, but he's always like in a lot of comedy movies and I forget.
yeah, he was
Uh yeah, old school movies, The Monster and Never Seen. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I like that because like when you see like when you watch like Jason, Freddy, and Michael, you always see them coming, right? Final
Like for
Destination, you
for
never see.
example, like Black Christmas, you never see Billy. Like
Yeah.
you hear him calling the girls from the fraternity, but you never see him like what there's no backstory on this guy, you know?
They
Like
never explained it.
yeah,
No, that's what I love about the first one. It's like they never show the backstory. They give you hints on like his name, the things he says. Like okay, he has a sister, he has like a mom, like but like it's all through the phone calls. They don't show scenes like flashbacks like they did in one of the movies.
dude, I always thought Billy, like I don't know why, but I always thought Billy was the boyfriend.
Yeah,
The boyfriend that was with her all the time.
yeah.
Dude, I've always believed that was Billy. I don't care what nobody says. I think I just think he does a good job of just hiding his voice and changing it and stuff. So I always thought like that was Billy. It had
So
but
you're saying that she didn't kill him? He survived? Because
yeah,
remember at the end, like she apparently killed him.
I think he survived because at the end you kept hearing him and stuff, and then it turned to the credits.
Yeah.
So yeah,
But was it like he was always okay? So Billy, right? Wasn't he always in the attic? He always
like
comes
he would
out.
he was always in there, but he would leave sometimes to go somewhere, and then he would sneak back in and stuff.
Okay.
So oh,
Okay.
your
So it's like
buddy your buddy said the first Alien movie, you don't actually see Alien till like an hour in. Yeah,
that's true.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
true.
What's crazy is that's also a groundbreaking movie. The first time you see the alien, it's the chest burster, and like if you don't know what aliens about and you watch it for the first time and you don't know what's happening, you're just seeing a bunch of people going into space, and the guy gets like attacked by this like face hugger thing, and they're trying to get it off. It's like, what is this? And then he's fine, and then like a couple like scenes later, like he's having like a attack, like he's just like freaking out, and then all of a sudden like his chest like bursts and like blood comes out, and then all of a sudden this little xenomorph crawls out of him. Like you see it, it crawls out of him and it looks around and it's like, and then it runs away and then it goes somewhere in the ship and then it starts growing and growing. And it's just amazing, man.
I think sci-fi horror is so underrated, man. Like
Yeah,
I don't think it gets the praise it gets. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, man. Alien and Predator. Uh,
Predator.
dude, Predator 1 and Predator 2.
If you really
That-
think about it, like those characters kind of remind me of like the gothic horror characters, um like the creature from the Black Lagoon, your Wolfman, your Dracula, your Mummy. They give me vibes of those kind of characters from the 30s.
yeah, because of
Yeah,
like monsters.
yeah.
Alien was like a monster. The Predator was pretty much like a monster, but it was more like uh, it was more smarter than like the aliens are smart, right? But they
Hmm.
don't have the technology or the capabilities of the Predator. You
Yeah,
know?
he's equipped, bro. Like he's really equipped. Like he has all the gadgets and guns and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Trent
yeah.
says it was made in '79. Space is a scary place,
Yeah,
and I agree with
you can't scream,
nobody
no
can
one
hear
can
you
hear you
scream.
scream.
Yeah, that's
So,
crazy. It's like imagine being stuck on a ship in space, far away from Earth, far away from your home, and you're being chased. You're in a spaceship with an alien that's trying to kill you, and you
wow,
can't do
that'd
anything about it.
be scary.
But like with Predator, um, they're on Earth, but they're trapped in the jungle. They have to. The only way they can like survive is either they just keep running and get out like into like the ocean or whatever, or like they have to call in some, and that's what they did. They call in like backup or something. Event Horizon is a good space horror movie, dude. I'm glad you brought that up. It's such an underrated film,
I
one
still
of
need to
the
see that
best.
one, man. I just haven't seen it.
Paul W.S. Anderson, the guy who did Resident
Oh
Evil.
yeah, yeah.
He made that movie.
Oh shoot,
It's one of his best movies.
man. I'm gonna check it out tomorrow.
Mhm.
So yeah.
He's an underrated director, man. I love Resident Evil. I love his movies like Resident Evil. I love AVP, Alien versus Predator. Um, People don't give him enough credit. Like he made
He
Alien
was
versus
keeping
Predator
horror a
the
little. He was
ultimate.
keeping horror like a beating heart in the 2000s. You know what I'm saying? Like he
Yeah,
was doing his thing. I appreciate that.
yeah. He made Mortal Kombat the original. Like that dude's on a roll. Like I gotta give him props. Like this
What a
guy's like,
legend he is, man.
yeah,
Because like I was a fan of versus films, like because after Freddy versus Jason, I was like, man, dude, there's like a new subgenre, of horror versus films that I always wanted to see, and then they did Alien versus Predator and stuff, and I just thought they were gonna keep it going. Like, okay, let's keep it going. Let's get Freddy versus Predator. Nah,
yeah.
but like something like that, you know. I heard they were gonna do Hellraiser versus Michael Myers, but I don't know how you would do that. So
Hellraiser versus Michael. Yeah, they were supposed to do that,
I don't know
but
how
then
you
they
would do
canceled. Uh, Trent,
Fear.
yeah, Sphere.
That's a good pick. I like that film.
Yeah, that's a good film, man. It's been a while since I seen it. That's a good one. What other space horror do you like specifically? Like when it comes to space horror, is there anything else like
Hmm.
uh that you can think of?
Um, what about you? Do you have any ideas?
Yeah, there was this movie that I seen. It was like it was in space, right? Um, Forgot what it was. It was set in space. Uh,
Would you consider Riddick as horror?
yeah, I consider it horror.
Yeah, that's another one that I like. You know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what it was. It was Pitch Black. That's the
There you
movie.
go. There you go.
Yeah,
Pitch
yeah.
Black. That was a goaded. That was one of my favorites. When it comes to like sci-fi horror.
That was a good one, man.
Yeah.
Cause like it's like it's a Riddick like it's not called Red. It's well, of course, like later they made sequels. They called the Chronicles of Riddick, Riddick, and all that. But the first one was called Pitch Black, and that was the movie that I was like, whoa, like this is so like it's scary, but it was cool because it was like Vin Diesel, right? Like he's like this badass like dude that like can see in the dark, like he can see in pitch black, you know, and that's what's so cool. That's how he was able to help those people because the people like he's a prisoner, right? He's a prisoner in the movie, so it's like now they're like, hey, we need your help, and he's like, I don't want to help, something like that, and then he ends up saving people, I guess.
Yeah.
the first the first number one is definitely a horror. What's that? The
Okay.
I'm looking it up. The
The
first one.
first one is definitely a horror.
You mean the
I think
first?
I think he means Pitch Black.
Oh, Pitch Black. Yeah, it's definitely
I think
horror.
that's what he's talking about. I could be
Pitch Black
wrong,
is
but
horror.
yeah.
I think all of the Riddick movies are horror. Because like with Pitch Black and Chronicles of Riddick and Riddick and all that, those are
Yeah.
horror. Um, what about underwater horror?
Oh, Jaws, like boom, right there, without even without even thinking about it. So, I always liked the movie Open Water, the first one. That was a good one.
Dude, that was a good. I saw it like I think a couple years ago. That was a good movie. Um, it was a like a cautionary tale, right? Like
Yeah, basically.
like like for like people who want to go diving, like a lot of times, like I think that actually that was a true story where like there's these divers who went underwater diving and then like they didn't come back up in time for them to like to get for so they can get on the boat and get out. So like they left them there because they thought they got everybody, but like they didn't because there was only two of them left. So they come back up thinking they're gonna get back on the boat, but like the boat's already gone, and now they're stranded in the water, and then there's like sharks surrounding them. It was a good movie.
Yeah.
Have you seen the second one?
I just saw the first one,
You should see.
sadly.
So the second one, it doesn't have sharks in it. It's more of uh like they're just stranded and they're going insane. That's pretty much what the movie is.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
It doesn't have sharks or anything. Like the third one had sharks. They went back to the
All right,
first
we're gonna
movie.
put sharks first one, but we're gonna take it out and then sharks.
Yeah.
but, but yeah,
What about have you seen The Abyss?
he says someone didn't do a head count.
Yeah, that's what happened. They didn't do a head count
Oh,
in
okay,
open
okay,
water. Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah. Have you seen The Abyss by James Cameron?
Oh yeah, wow, great movie.
That's another groundbreaking movie too. That
Yeah,
that was the first time CGI was invented like on screen.
he was ahead of his time, bro. You gotta admit it. Like that guy was ahead of his time. You know,
That was like 1989.
wow.
Imagine that. And
You think Wes Craven should have waited to do that to do Shocker? You know, like when he sees CGI kind of improving and stuff, or you think he made the right decision to do that movie at that time?
he should have done it when Freddy wasn't popular,
Yeah,
because at that time Freddy
I
was
would have
really
loved to
popular,
have seen it in 2003.
right? Or like late '90s,
Yeah,
something like that, where it's like because Shocker has that type of vibe where it's like a late '90s horror type of vibe. They can definitely do that. If Wes could have hold on to that script and done it like in the late '90s, that would have been good. That would have been good. Or the
yeah,
early '90s.
that,
It could be either one.
that would have been great. Like
Shocker. Yeah, I would love to see a sequel to Shocker. I want to see what they do.
it had like a lot of great characters. Like I love the coach. I
Oh,
love
the
the
coach
coach.
is awesome.
The
Yeah,
coach was really great. Like he's very hard ass. You know, just stuff like that.
yeah, and also, did you know Ted Raimi was in it?
Yeah, he played one of like he played like the equipment manager or something like that.
Yeah, like he was like the yeah, and then yeah, there's the other guy. Oh yeah, his buddy. That's always like he's always by his side, and then like when they get in the fights, like yeah, that guy was cool. But like the star of the show is the main guy. Um, what's his character's name? Um, the serial killer, the guy who's like jumping through
Oh, Horace
TVs.
Pinker.
Yeah, Horace Pinker. He was really good in that. Like he was a great villain, and the whole like him going
Damn,
from
bro, he
guy.
went on. Mitch Pileggi, the actor, like he
Yeah,
played Horace Pinker, and he went on to be in the X Files. He had a lead role in the X Files. I was like, that's cool. That's great.
yeah, he was in X. Yeah, like you say, yeah, he's in X Files. Uh, he was also in there was this show came out called Walker on the CW. He's in that. Um, oh yeah, there's he was in Basic Instinct. He was in Polaroid, Knight Rider. Uh,
He's a
I'm just
very accomplished actor, man. Like he's done a lot of stuff.
oh yeah, oh he was in another Wes Craven film called Vampire in Brooklyn with Eddie Murphy. He was in Return of the Living Dead, Death Wish 4. Uh, yeah, he was a good actor. He was in he was on Mad TV. He
Oh
plays
God,
the UPS guy or UBS guy. He plays like the tech guy. Oh man, this guy's awesome. Um, oh, he was also in Supernatural. Imagine if they did like a franchise out of that. Imagine what they would do. Um,
yeah.
yeah. Trent says the first Aliens was all practical effects. Yeah, it was all practical. The alien was just a
The
guy in a
alien
suit.
was just a guy in a suit. Yeah. So,
By the way, shout out to um the original Chucky uh, suit guy,
oh
Ed
man,
Gale.
yeah, yeah.
Dude, that guy, like, dude, honestly, I thought all of the Chucky scenes in the original Chucky film was all practical.
Correct me if I'm wrong, dude. But isn't that the first slasher film to have animatronics, or am I kind of off base?
I think it is the
Yeah,
first one. Um,
yeah.
it did have animatronics. They did have like the head movements, but
It,
the majority of
it was so creative, man, because they're moving away from like the traditional slasher movie, but it's still a slasher movie, but they're adding other elements to it to make it different, stand out, and all that. I like that. It's kind of like, that's how you do slasher movies the right way. Because I feel like I hear a lot of people say like, if you're trying to move forward into the future and you would still want to do slasher movies, I think
Got
like
to
that'd be a
innovate.
good way to do it, where you can add different elements to it. If you still want to do that type of genre, you can add different kinds of genres and elements that stands out where it's different, you know. So like because everyone's always like, man, I want the slasher film.
Yeah. Oh shit. Oh shit. I think you muted yourself. Wait. Can you hear me? You there? Well, it's just me for now. But anyway, yeah, yeah. Um, but the reason why we brought up the original Chucky track is because in the original, a lot of the Chucky scenes were um was a guy in a suit. Like he was in like the Chucky suit, and he did a lot of the motions and the movements for Chucky. Um, so there was some practical like animatronic stuff in there, but the number two, like that had a lot of animatronics in there. There's some. He was also number two. He did some of the movements, but a lot of the movements were limited in Chucky 2. Um, but the I need to find out who the guy who did the who's in the alien costume. You gotta appreciate the love for these people in the suits. Let me see. Fuck, who is the guy? Oh, the original. Oh shit. Trent, can you hear me? Ugh, so oh, you can still hear me. Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me. I can't invite people. Fuck. All right, we're just waiting for Scream Man to come back. Been watching a lot of Bruce Willis movies. Dude, Bruce Willis is awesome. He's an awesome actor, man. Unfortunately, he plays the same role. Um, like he's playing himself, pretty much. Uh, he's always the John McClane character. But I would like to see him. I would love. I know he's retiring, so that's unfortunate. But it's unfortunate. But um, he has a bunch of movies under his belt that people can watch. So he's gonna get all the residuals and royalties. So he can kick back, relax, and you know, cool. Like, bro, he's been in a bunch of movies, man. Like, he's made so many in the past 3 years. Yeah, but it's not just that. He's been making movies since the 80s. You know what I'm saying? Some are horrible. Yeah, they're not all good. Um,
Hello?
yo, what's up?
Hey, I finally got it to work because I'll try to get in the browser, but it wouldn't allow me. It kept saying connection bad, connection something.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah, we're just talking about Bruce Willis, um, and his movies.
I love me
Um,
some Bruce Willis. He's cool.
yeah, yeah. We just did you know he was retiring? He
Oh
retired.
yeah, I heard, man. I was like, what? I'm gutted, you know,
Yeah,
because I'm such a big fan of his movies.
he made so
Die
many
Hard,
movies.
Die Hard comes to mind. So
Yeah, yeah, he made so many movies, man. Like he deserves a retirement. Like all those movies that he made, they're gonna just keep sending him checks in the mail, and that's how he makes his living so far.
you know,
Like, what is your favorite Bruce Willis? Like I know you said Die Hard, but like, is there anything else besides Die Hard that you would put next to Die Hard?
I was a big fan of The Sixth Sense.
Sixth
I mean,
Sense.
it's not action or nothing, but I don't know. It was so out of the norm for Bruce.
Right.
So yeah,
My favorite was Unbreakable.
yeah, that was a good
That
one.
was a good one. And also, he was also in Pulp Fiction, which I just seen on the
Oh, for real?
TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he was in that. He played like the boxer guy.
Oh,
So yeah,
crazy.
I'm trying to think like if he. Oh yeah, he's been in another Quentin Tarantino movie.
Sin City. I forgot about. Yeah, he was in that one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Sin City. He was in the sequel. He was also in Planet Terror. Uh,
with Rose McGowan, right?
yeah, Rose McGowan. He's been in a bunch of movies, man. Like,
She was like, she had like the machine gun leg, and
yeah.
so
By the way, that head explosion in that movie, like, remember when the guy like turns the corner and then he gets shot in the head
yeah.
and like his head splits in half? Was that like how did that work? Because like 1 second like he's looking in front of the camera and then next thing you know his head gets shot off and it's the same frame.
Hell
Isn't that crazy?
yeah, that's screw crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, man. That Planetary is cool. Um, yeah, man. Well, thanks to Bruce Willis, man, because Bruce Willis, you know,
Legend.
he is a legend.
That's all I can say for Bruce. He's a legend. He's a man. He's a man of small world. Uh, not a lot of words. He's a man of not a lot of words. So you know, he's a legend. So
He is a legend, and also before you got cut off, like we were talking about the guy who played Chucky, and he
Child's
played
Play. Oh, he
yeah,
played the guy, the little man in the
yeah,
Chucky suit.
yep. So that guy, like the whole almost the whole movie, like he's the one in the that's doing all the movements for Chucky.
Yeah,
So like I thought all of it was animatronic. I thought that's what I thought, but like no, it was an actual guy who's moving around in it. But when you get,
I thought Vern Troyer was in that suit.
I thought if there was like a person that's in the suit that was running around, I thought it was Warwick Davis.
Like I thought it was Vern Troyer from Austin Powers. You know, he played a mini me. I thought I don't know. I always had a theory that it probably was him, or probably the guy who played the Leprechaun, like you said. You know,
Yeah,
he played a
yeah.
good like Leprechaun was wow. He did like he played the character so well. I was just so mad when they recasted. You know, I'm like, wow, you just
You
don't
should
recast someone like that good.
you
You
should have
know,
won an Oscar.
yeah,
Because like throughout like all the movies, like he's so good as the Leprechaun. Like he's Leprechaun,
yeah.
just like Robert Englund is Freddy Krueger. You know, um, Warwick Davis did say he would return to play Leprechaun because the reason why is because he had like a son and he didn't want like to like I guess affiliate himself with horror.
He didn't want his son to be like watching all those scary movies.
Yeah,
You know, I don't. I mean, it's all. I don't blame the guy. You know, he wants to kind of keep his son clean. I guess I don't know, but
yeah.
yeah.
He's a cool guy. Like I understand that, but he's
You
really
ever?
good.
Hey, have you ever met him before? Like at a convention?
I haven't yet. I really do. I really want to meet
I
him
really want to meet the guy. I really do.
because like you can just like Brad Dourif, you can ask him to say a line from the movies in the
He'll
Leprechaun
do it.
voice. He'll do it. Want me gold? Like he'll do it just like Brad Dourif.
That
Like he'll
sounded
say,
like it, bro. I was like, that was scary.
yeah. What was that? There's so many great lines. Like a friend with weed is a friend indeed. Like that's fucking cool. And then there's other lines like this is people say this is outdated, but it's not. It's hella not outdated. It's the line from Leprechaun 2 when he bites the finger off. It was like finger looking good. And like that was cool.
Yeah.
There's so many great lines in that movie, man.
I remember Shocker, bro, where there was like a kill where the guy was doing mouth to mouth on Horace Pinker because he thought he was dead, and then he did it again. He did it one time, and then he did it again, and then he bit off the guy's lip, and
Oh yeah.
you know, and then he's like finger licking good, and then he starts laughing.
Yeah.
Bro, that must have hurt, bro. Like in real life, you know, like damn, must have hurt.
Yeah, because he literally, like he bit his lip, and his lip is like uh half
Literally on
torn
his
off.
chin, basically. Like it went
Yeah,
from it literally went from like his lip, but then it went to the bottom of his neck at least. Like wow,
yeah,
man.
it's still attached to him, but
Yeah,
it's like hanging down. Like it's
yeah,
just that was crazy though.
yeah.
I and like the
And then
whole
the
like
backstory, bro. The backstory of him being Jonathan Parker's dad. I was like, what? This is
what?
like Star Wars meets a horror film, you know, because Darth Vader is like Luke's father, and it kind of like has that Star Wars meets like a slasher film, you know. So I was like, what? That's your. No wonder he's coming after the kid, you know.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean,
had a
he's the
great
one.
soundtrack too, you know.
Yeah,
Had a great vibe, suspense. It had that Wes Craven esque vibe to it, what you would
yeah.
expect for a Wes film. So
Also, one of the most awesome scenes in film
it
history
always
is like,
amazes me, bro. It always amazes me how like he made scary movies, but he's so like soft spoken and just whenever he does like interviews, he's like so soft spoken. At the
Yeah,
time, I was like, man, I always thought horror directors were loud and just always angry, but this guy's like seems like a sweet person and like you know, so it was crazy.
yeah, and like um one of the greatest scenes in film history is when they're going through the TV set and they're going through different like scenes. Like they're going through World War II, they're going through like Frankenstein, they're going through like a like an actual like TV show that existed.
Yeah.
Like and it's it was just awesome. Like
And
they're
then
like as
and
they're
then
fighting.
the lady and her family, they're like, they thought it was like part of the show. I'm like, you
Yeah,
gotta be on all. They were probably on drugs, like as characters, where they were watching it. This is like, man, what? Who spiked my weed?
yeah,
It has to be, but you can't be that like dunce that to think that this is part of the show. Come on, he's in
yeah,
your freaking living room for a reason, but
yeah. Trent says, it says Chucky was played by Brad Dourif, but I think he did. Yeah, he did do the voice.
yeah. There was
But
like I think other guys in the suit as him,
yeah,
doing the walking and all that stuff. Bro, like I always tell people, man, dude, everyone just I hate how everyone just like Chucky's just a horror comedy, bro. The first one was very serious, very like especially the part where he's literally playing with the ant a little bit there, like he's like doing the whole stalking and walking around, turning on the 6 o'clock news, and and then when the ant was like you know, like what are you doing? Like I already told you don't we're not watching the news and he's like, I didn't do it. Like
yeah.
I'm just we've all had like we it's so relatable because we've all had those moments where we're telling our parents, well, like we're telling our parents that like, well, um, it was the dog, it was this, it was the dog, it was,
I mean, look at that. See that?
yeah.
Like that's terrifying. And like, of course, this is like Child's Play 2. Um, look at that. Actually,
Oh yeah, that's definitely someone in a suit right there.
yeah. Isn't that creepy? Like, just like because remember, like he comes down the chimney and like he kicks the grate open.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Like,
Dude, I think they're doing a Child's Play documentary. I'm assuming Screenbox is gonna pick it up because they also did the It documentary and that was very good. I'm not a big fan of documentaries, but if it's about a horror movie or it's about a horror franchise, I will watch it.
or a horror
Like,
actor, you know.
yeah, never sleep alone. No,
Mhm.
never
Yep.
sleep again. The documentary, it's like 4 hours. I was like, dude, I'm just drawn in from
They did
jump.
they did
Bro.
like a Kane Hodder documentary.
Oh, to hell and back. It's on Tubi right now, so
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah. So
Dude,
yeah,
I
that's
gotta
like
give props to the people who did the animatronics. That must have been really hard to do in the movie.
yeah.
There's a reason why they never try to pull that off in the 60s or 70s or even the early 80s. Then they were kind of scared because they were afraid it might not look good on film. But this one did in 1988. Man, I would argue that 88 was a big year for horror. You had
Yeah.
you know you had like over 60 horror films I think that came out. That's like whoa.
I mean, look at this. This is animatronic. This
Yeah.
whole thing. And like
Bro,
uh
I like the image where Chucky he has half of his face ripped off from the from
yeah.
from from part 3. I'm like, dude, I want to get that as like as a doll or something. Like I just you know Like that part right there, it has like it looked like kind of like Freddy, something like Freddy or something. Like you can see the human in him, right? Like right there, you know. Because
Yeah.
you notice like part three where you see blood and you see all that. That's like where he's going all human. He's if this was part one and that happened to him, it would have been like plastic, you know.
Yeah.
It would have been like plastic, but like during time, he turns more human, and I was like, wow, look at him, bro. He looks demonic in that photo, like
Yeah.
right there where he's like you see like his half of his face off, dude.
Son. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. The image in Freddy versus Jason that always gets me is where Freddy's like he's like a demon Freddy, he's like a demonic Freddy. I'm like, dude, gave me nightmares for a while.
Yeah, it's I mean that's what he is. He's a
Look at
human.
that man. Just look at it. Look at him, bro. He looks so evil right there, like a demonic boogeyman or something. Like
And I think like when it comes to the demon Freddy, like he is a dream demon and like what we see is like his burnt face.
imagine he's wearing the
It's-
hat, you know, with that.
Yeah.
Like that'd be cool. But
Dude, that'd be cool if this was the look for the new Nightmare on Elm Street film. That would be cool, right?
you mean the
Like
remake, right?
no, for the like the reboot coming out.
Oh hell yeah, dude! I would do that. I'm doing that all like I was commenting on it on someone talking about a potential reboot coming out, and I'm like, dude, how about they go with the like for the reboot they go with the demonic Freddy look, you know? Because I think he looked really scary in that one, you know.
Yeah, he was scarier than that. Yeah, like I like the looks of the characters as they go throughout like the films, like Leprechaun, for example.
Even he looks demonic, bro. Like in like the first one, he looked like just evil.
Yeah, in the first one he was
And then when we got to part four, we got Nightmare Five Freddy basically with Leprechaun, you know.
yeah.
So I think they were going in that route. So
What was that? Yeah, it was the spider. Remember that?
wow,
They had like a spider villain in it.
dude, I want
I
to get that
yeah.
Scream Four animatronic where he's just turning around and saying like the lines from the movie and stuff. Like I wouldn't mind getting one of those.
See like
I think they had one of those in Scream Legacy where the woman
yeah.
she came in the house and there was like she thought it was Ghostface, but it was the animatronic for that they had in the house.
Let me see. Give me Ghostface.
Oh, oh fuck.
Animatronic.
Yeah, that one, the first one. Yeah,
That's crazy. Yeah, I'd like to see like because yeah, it was in Legacy. I saw it. I was like, oh, that's cool.
and I
Would
do
you
like
like?
scary movies. Like it's just
Yeah,
he was like that. Hey, wouldn't you agree? Like I don't know if I only look at it like this, but I look at the first 15 minutes as its own short film from the first movie.
yeah,
Like you can kind of like look at it like its own little short film, you know. I always look at it like I remember Pixar used to do the like these little short movies before the real movie would start,
right.
like they would do these little 15-minute short movies. So I kind of would look at it like that with Scream, like in a way they were doing something like a little short film before we got to the actual movie, you know. So my cousin
Yeah,
had the real doll, good guy doll. Damn, cool,
yeah.
awesome.
The opening, not just Scream, but like you know how in the Friday 13 reboot, that opening with all with the 4 or 5 campers.
Yeah.
Here, let me see. That's a short film within itself.
Yeah. Oh, you can. Yeah, you can definitely say that.
See, like with these
You had
characters.
you had to add in your resident pothead.
Yeah.
So
See, this is what I was talking about. Jason's on the ground. He's trying to pull him in, but he's also stabbing him at the same time, which is it's scary, man. Oh, look,
yeah,
this is
you ever notice in the first Scream where they're starting the movie, right? You ever notice like when the person at the opening scene gets killed, they show the title of the movie. Like they
yeah,
show the title. That's where they show the title, but they were showing the title before Drew Barrymore even got killed. You know, like
yeah,
they showed like the Dimension logo and they showed like the title. So you assume, okay, she's gonna live because they put the title, the logo right there. So everything's fine, nothing's gonna happen. So I thought when I first saw it, okay, since the movie started, that they got the title out there, okay, she's fine, and then she dies. I think they did that on purpose to kind of trick us a little bit because I think a lot of people see when they put the title out first is when okay, I mean everyone is safe. Let's go. Let's continue watching the movie. You know.
yeah.
So
So like when it comes to like yeah, that they did put the title first, you know, and that's interesting. And you know what's interesting is that marketing they use Drew's Barrymore's uh
her face, yeah.
face.
I have her face over here on the poster, so I have one have one of them. So
Oh yeah, nice, dude. Yeah, because it's iconic. This whole scene is iconic. And nobody expected her to die that early.
yeah, she was
They
like
thought,
the Marion Crane of Scream, like Marion Crane from Psycho, because she that Janet Leigh, who's also the mother of Jamie Lee Curtis. Everyone thought like she was gonna survive. She was, because she was a big star at the time, so
yeah,
it kind of shocked a lot of people.
yeah, dude, it's awesome. It's awesome.
Even
And
Tina Gray from Nightmare on Elm Street, bro. Like I thought she was gonna make it because she had that final girl vibe to her. She like I mean like every like cliche popular girl that gets killed in a slasher movie, it's like okay, but they all have their dads in their life. Like Tina came from a broken home. Her mom was in and out of relationships with strange men. Like, I mean, you assume, okay, those are the qualities of a final girl. She's gonna survive. But when she died, I was like, what? Okay, so
if you look right here, like the look of Freddy right here,
he looks so dark. You can't see his eyes and his.
yeah, you don't really see Freddy at all in the first one.
Yeah, that's
You
what I
know,
loved about Halloween, bro. That's why I love like they kept them in the shadow. They kept them little. You can see him, but you can't see him. You know, so
yeah, the Tina death was just man,
shocking.
yeah. Look at this.
Like he
Like
was,
she's getting dragged across the ceiling
yeah.
through the
I remember
walls.
Dave McCrae. Dave McCrae was talking about it. He was doing a breakdown, and he was just kind of like, "Oh my god." It was. Can you imagine like you're a teenager, you're gonna go see that the first time ever in '84, man? Shocking shit. You know, this guy over here trying to split his goddamn stomach open with his knife, and I'm just, yep, this dude is not alive no more.
Yeah,
He's like a dead zombie slasher,
yeah,
Like he kind of looked like a zombie a little bit too, you know, like the first ever zombie slasher or something like that. So
yeah. Sorry, Trent brought up arachnophobia.
yeah, I heard about that movie.
I don't like. I always thought like maybe it was like about big spiders, but it looks like it's just regular spiders, or maybe they're advanced spiders. But like, whoa, what the hell? Yeah, I
I
never
agree
seen
with
this
Trent.
movie.
I agree with Trent what he said. Lighting could make or break a movie, bro. You cannot beat those little blues, man, in those horror movies, especially Nightmare on Elm Street. Like, you ever notice they had like the blue lighting in there? I'm very fidgety about blue lighting in the horror films. Like it just it adds that mood to it, that little that that aspect to A Nightmare on Elm Street, especially Halloween as well. Like they literally shot, they had that blue sort of lighting, you know.
Yeah.
I actually liked it. I love that a lot. Go up a little bit, like that right there. You see that lighting right there with like Freddie and Nancy, like right, like those kind of
Yeah.
that lighting right there. Oh man, I love it. It sets the mood, and
And like
you know,
Freddy right here, like
yeah.
he's still scary.
Look at him, bro.
Like,
Like he just look
yeah,
like he looks so freaking like a like. I always thought Freddie and that he kind of resembled like how you would expect a shapeshifter to look like. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like, um, just the way he looks. Just you would expect somebody like that to look like a shapeshifter. And then I noticed he had like the hunchback, like Nosferatu. Like he
yeah.
had that little hunchback going on. I like that. I'm a big fan of that movie.
By the way, look at these posters.
Right?
Like, if
Damn.
Nancy doesn't wake up screaming, she won't wake up at all. Like, that's a fucking tagline.
Right?
And then for part two, this one was cool because it's like that's what's
That's
happening in.
him. Like
Yeah,
that's like basically him right there, just ready to kill somebody. They
and you
literally
got
tell you right there he's gonna be a serial killer, basically.
yeah,
But people don't think that far ahead for some odd reason. But yeah. Oh, that's a classic line. Look at that with the right here where Freddy's like he's getting ready to say this is God. It's
yeah.
so cool. The way he delivered that line was so evil, and
This is where he cuts off his
he's like,
fingers, and
watch,
this is
watch this. And he's like that.
like he's
Oh,
so menacing, man.
yeah.
Like, do you think he's scarier than Jason?
I think so. I would, yeah. I mean, Jason is fucking like. I think it's scary when someone wants to kill you, and he's, you know, oh, I like that one where he rips off his skin from his face. I was like, what? Fucking wild, man. I was like, when that part count, like this guy is not effing around. Like he's very calculated on who he wants to get.
Yeah. And but he kind of oops. So like kind of reminds me like when it comes to the makeup, and all that, like especially like this, like darkness. I want to bring up somebody that has that same type of
Yes, yes.
like
Jeepers creepers, yeah,
so you get that like with him like the darkness and stuff.
yeah.
Like I'm trying to find a photo of him where he's this is yeah,
The lighting in the trailer for the new one does not do him no favors, man.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying, dude? Like it
Yeah,
really does
it's
not do him no favors.
see this right here. This.
Oh my god, dude,
See
he looks so evil in that poster, bro. Like in that video, right? In that photo, dude, crazy shit.
yeah, because like his I don't know, like he
It looks like from I'm looking at, it looks like they put him like white contacts or something.
yeah. But this
You
is
know,
what I'm talking about with the lighting. Like with him it's like they darkened half of him, but like the lighting shines on his eyes.
that's what
You
I
see?
think they should have done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, hopefully they do that in part four, but I don't think they will. But I think they should do that more with characters like that. Where because the lighting, okay, you light up a monster so much that he's not gonna be scary no more. But when you kind of fix the lighting and kind of work it away where it makes it more scarier, then you can do it.
Yeah, the especially like scenes like when you expose oh yeah, this one right here. See this one?
Oh yeah.
Like this is fucking
Wow.
lighting shining like on the sides, but like you can see, but like it kind of darkens him a little bit. But you see his eyes
Yeah.
and like his motion. It's just creepy, man.
I remember seeing that when I was like probably 10 or 11 years old, and I was just like, he was picking out his victims, and he was like, "What is going on here?"
Yeah.
So yeah.
And this one too. Like this is a good it's an actual photo.
Speaking of Jeepers Creepers, I'm glad that Justin Long is doing the Barbarian movie. You know,
Yeah.
he's in that movie, so I think an underrated horror actor has to be Justin Long. You know, so I can't wait to see him do more horror movies. You know,
Yeah, this guy's he's underrated, man. He doesn't
yeah,
nobody really talks about him. Uh
not really.
wait, let me see hold on. How old is Justin? He's like 40 something, right?
Yeah.
He's 44 years old. Okay, so 78, 88, 98, 20, 21, 22, 23 years old.
Speaking
He was
of speaking
alive.
of Freddy, who would you want to play like if they were gonna do a new Freddy Krueger? Like who would you want to play him?
Oh, oof.
I'm sorry to put you on the spot, my friend. But
No, it's all good. I'm trying to really think about it because like there are several that I think will do justice to him. Um, Kevin Bacon's getting old.
yeah, I mean, I think Robert just said that because I think they put him on the spot right there. Like, hey, who would you want to play Freddy? You know. So yeah,
Uh,
I mean,
Probably.
if Kevin Bacon was younger, I think he would have pulled it off. But and dude, I don't know, dude. Like when I thought like of who would be like a good Freddy, like like I don't know, man. Like it would have been a good coming of circle thing if they had like Johnny Depp as a Freddy Krueger. But if he was a little younger, it would have been cool though. Seeing like his first horror movie was A Nightmare on Elm Street, and he shared the screen time with Freddy Krueger. He got killed by Freddy in a very iconic way, and just
This
like
guy.
he ends up being Freddy himself. So you know that'd have been cool, but
This
he's
guy
so
could
old.
be this Jack Quaid, Dennis Quaid's son. This guy, I think he can do it.
He could pull it off definitely. I don't I don't care what nobody says. I think he could do a good job at it.
After his performance in Scream 5, I believe he can pull it off.
He could
I
pull off
believe.
crazy. Like I can kind of admit that. I
Like
heard Destin say Matthew Lillard, but I mean I don't. I, maybe,
Destin, Matthew
maybe.
Lillard. He's
No,
50.
Destin from Destination Station.
Yeah, I
He
know.
said,
Yeah, I know Destin. Yeah.
"Oh no, I thought you meant I was talking about an actor's name or something."
No, no, no. I was talking about when I was like, oh, like I meant like Dustin saying that Matthew Lillard, because Matthew's like 52 years old. He's
Yeah,
getting up there in age, so I don't think it's good for him.
yeah. You got to get
I mean,
someone like in their, you got to get someone like in their 40s or something.
right? Like he's like Jack Quaid's 30. It's perfect because Robert Englund was like 34 or something when he did Nightmare on Elm
Yeah, I
Street, the
think I
original.
think Jack Quaid is around my age.
He's
So
30, so like he can definitely play Freddy. Yeah, he can do it.
I mean, they went with uh, if someone's gonna be like, oh well, he has to be 40 to play Freddy. Well, Tim Curry was like in his 40s, but uh, Bill Skarsgård is like around my age, and he got to play Pennywise. So I mean, anything
Say,
is
look at that.
possible, you know?
Yeah, look at his
But,
smile.
yeah.
Like he kind of jokerish, but like I
You,
still
you
think
know what
he'll
people
do
are
it.
gonna say when they cast him as Freddy? They're gonna be like, "No, he's the guy from Scream 5 who was, you know, oh, he's the guy from The Boys. He can't play Freddy." I mean, they said the same thing about Heath Ledger as Joker. They said the same thing like about a lot of people. But I'm
Even
just gonna I'm
Joaquin,
gonna be like,
they said the same thing about Joaquin Phoenix when they looked at like
what?
his
What? No,
makeup.
why is he gonna play Joker? Oh my god! You
and
know,
then
it's
and then everyone praised Joker. Like that's what I'm trying to say. Like Jack Quaid is 30 years old. He has potential
you can
to
even spawn an
grasp.
entire franchise with this guy too,
Yeah.
because he's young enough to spawn like if they're gonna do 7 movies or something,
Mhm.
you know, he can do it. You
Yeah.
know, I wouldn't mind getting away from. Well, he has to be 40 though, and I'm your
But
friends like John Malkovich. Wow, I'm dead.
yeah, but like the thing is like it's good for him to start like now because like he's
Early,
30
yeah. That way
and
he can progress as a better Freddy throughout time. You know.
yeah, and like and he'll last longer because Robert Langdon started when he was like 34, 35. So
Oh yeah, that's true.
him starting like at least like around 30 is good enough. And then that's when he can do that's now he can do more movies because Robert lasted till like 56 years old. Like he was like in his 50s when he stopped playing Freddy. So
You need to chill out, man. You
yeah.
know?
But with Jack, I think he can do it up till his 60s, possibly. I think he can still do it till his 60s.
I don't know, man. I want to see Jack come back to horror, man. Like I hope Scream 5 wasn't the last that we saw of him. You know, in terms of the horror genre, because I think he fits right in. You know, in the genre to me. Because I'm just like, damn, I thought you were like a good guy in this movie. You know, you
Yeah.
fooled me. But
I'm trying to
people
think
are
of
like,
like
you know, they're like, oh man, he did so terrible. I'm like, dude,
he
he had
wasn't.
one of the strongest performances in the freaking movie.
Yeah.
Like,
When he turned psycho, that was good. Like he
yeah,
was good. Like he played a perfect psychotic villain. You know? Like he did a
yeah.
good job, you know, and because at first he was innocent, right? He played the innocent part and now he's playing the villain part at the end. So that was pretty cool. With Scream
He
6,
was
uh,
he was in the boys, right?
yeah, he was in The Boys.
Yeah.
So he had the innocence from his character Huey from The Boys in Scream 5, and then when he
And
turned
other things
psycho,
too. Like I think it kind of shocked me because you know people are like, "Oh, I knew it was gonna be him." I didn't because he's played innocent characters throughout his whole entire career. I honestly thought the killers were gonna be like the brother and sister, you know, Mindy and Chad. You know, I thought they were gonna go to that route. So yeah,
look at here, Hayden Panettiere is coming back as Kirby.
wow. I'm just it's happening.
Yeah, she's like okay. So
In her
she's
early 30s.
early 30s.
She had that 2000s hairstyle that a lot of women had, you know, in
Yeah.
part 4. Like she had
Yeah.
like I remember going to high school and I saw like a few women they had their hairs like that. She had that
Let's
pink
look at
hairstyle.
yeah, like
It
here.
kind of had that part like you're real, like you're real.
So like this one. Nah, that's kind of like trying to find one. Yeah, they had the crazy hairstyles like this. Like
Yeah,
they
yeah.
got a little wacky with it. Oh yeah, speaking of like
I
hairstyles and
remember
shit.
Matthew
Oh
Lillard,
yeah,
man,
this
when
girl.
he did that punk movie. Matthew Lillard, he did like a punk movie where he had the crazy punk hairstyle. I was
Yeah.
like, wow, man.
Um oh what the fuck?
Jasmine, she's in like Yellow Jacket. I think that's like a horror series.
Oh yeah, yeah. She was I saw it with Helvington.
She's in a
Yeah, so these ones are yeah, they don't get too crazy. But like yeah, Jasmine, what's her name? Yeah, she was in yeah, Yellow Jacket. Yeah, the show. Yeah, I was watching it with what's his name? Helmington. Um what else?
What's he up to?
Oh, we're planning to do a 2000s kill list. So we're picking our favorite kills for top 5 kills from the 2000s. I'll give you a hint. Actually, since we're on your channel and we're
Hey,
talking about
Extron
this.
Gaming, welcome to the stream,
Oh,
bro.
Extron. Yo,
Extron coming up in my stream. Wow. Hey,
fuck.
Extron. We're just talking about different kind of horror movies. We were talking about Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Final Destination, etc., etc. Like we're talking about like all. We're going through all of them. You know.
Let's look at these kills.
Are you a big fan of the kill count? Like on
Oh yeah,
Dead
dead meat. Hmm.
Dead Meat? Yeah. Dude, during the pandemic, bro, like I was man, I would make like little watch lists and I would title it dead meat watch list. Because I was like, I mean, we're not gonna go to work anytime soon. We won't be able to allow to go anywhere, you know. So I might as well just like, watch. Dude, that's when I think they made Tubi. They're like, because they knew people weren't gonna be able to go out and watch movies at the theaters, or so they wanted to keep us occupied, I guess.
Yeah. Hey, this is one of the greatest kills in the franchise. Just him. He gets
I
like
was like, that was brutal, bro. Like that was a
yeah.
brutal kill. Yeah,
Yeah, because he was like sipping coke, and then like the 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 van explodes, and then like the freaking barbed wire goes through him, and then like all
yeah.
of his guts come out. Uh oh yeah, there's a few here. Like look at all these. This guy in the number 5. That's from number 2, number 1, number fuck. This one was brutal because like it just popped up out of nowhere. The
I was
laser
like,
eye.
wait, what? Like you died like that?
Yeah, it just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
The special effects makeup is fucking awesome in these movies. Like they really did put work into it. Oh yeah, the pool scene. Remember like the pool scene where he's like
Yeah.
getting sucked?
Wait,
Oh
what
dude.
about that kill in part three where the with the drill bits inside of the girl where like the gun was shooting at her
This
and it
one.
killed her.
It's
That
this one.
basically, wow,
See, this one was brutal.
that was freaking intense right there, bro. Like,
And then you got this one. Sean William Scott. He gets his head not his head, half of his head gets decapitated.
ooh, that's even more brutal when it just shows the half of the head getting chopped off.
Yeah.
Like instead of just like, okay, you got your whole head chopped off. All right, that's not scary, but when you just have the jaw right there. It looks so freaking eerie and scary to me. Extron Gaming said favorite Final Destination. I'll have to go with the first one. You know,
Ooh,
in the
okay.
word of Sidney Prescott, don't f with with the original.
Yeah.
So yeah.
For me, it's tough. It goes between 1, 2, 3, and 5. Um, if I had to pick one, it has to be fuck. It has to be 2. It has to be Final Destination 2.
If I was gonna go with the second favorite, I'd probably pick two. That
Yeah,
had
no,
like,
for me, second favorite is 5.
oh,
Oh, dude, the tanning bed scene. Fuck this. See, this was intense. Oh, they even have like a short.
oh my god, it's like a
Like,
little GIF.
yeah.
Hey,
Oh,
man, I'm gonna have to be logging off for like in a little while.
okay,
Yeah, cause I'm gonna have work in the morning. So
okay.
yeah,
Here, I'll just what time? How many minutes are left for you?
probably go for another like 5 minutes, I guess.
Okay, 5 minutes.
If if that's all right with you.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah.
All right.
Um, terrifying, fucking terrifying. Like when they're
Look at
like,
that. Like I think that's like a lot of women. Like a lot of women like to go on the tanning beds and stuff.
yeah,
Like that's like a lot of fears of a lot of women and even men who do like the tanning beds. But I've always put tanning bed as like something women do a lot. So yeah, I,
yeah.
I don't know.
This
I
one,
like the whole like. Why do you think that they had like in the first beginning like they would have visions like what what what's so special about them to have those visions and why can't anyone else have those visions? You know,
yeah.
I've always
That's why I want to know.
that's always what I kind of like. Are they like the chosen one? Like what you know? I mean,
The way I see it is, here. Let's watch a quick video. Um, I mean, it's real quick. It's not. It's not. I mean, CC's world. So, um, I
we're
think for
watching
me.
Pumpkinhead. Oh, Knight's watching Pumpkinhead.
Oh wait, night.
Yeah, he's
Oh wait,
watching
are you?
Pumpkinhead right now.
Oh, night. Yeah, yeah. Sorry,
Yeah, Knight. He's
I
he's
remember
on
that.
there right now.
Yeah. So like, when it comes to the premonition visions,
Oh,
um,
they got a Hereditary
yeah,
video
they got her.
already.
They got malignant. Um,
He's a hard working YouTuber, bro.
oh,
I gotta
dude,
admit,
this guy's awesome.
he
He
puts
gets a
out.
lot
It's
of.
always, dude. What he puts out, it's always quality, bro. Like it really is.
I have to
I
start.
think he
Oh
thinks
yeah,
from
okay.
a quality perspective more than as like a quantity perspective, and
Yeah.
that's what I love about the guy.
So like when it comes to the premonition visions, I feel like it's Tony Todd that's giving it to them
Oh yeah,
because I think it's this one where is his character is like. Actually, hold on. I don't think you can hear it, so I have to
like is
turn
he
it.
like a real like is he a real entity in like in the movie or he's just or you think that he's a person in their head that but he's making it that point where you're the I you can I'm the only person you can see. I like you can only see me, but nobody else because I allowed that to happen. Do you think like you think he's like just their in their imagination, or do you think he's the actual person?
I think it's in their imagination
Yeah,
because, like, when he talks to the people in five, um, he's like standing there for a bit, and as like a coroner, you're supposed to be taking the bodies in and out. Like, if he was standing there, people will tell him like, "Hey, get to work," you know.
yeah.
But like nobody came up to him and say, "Hey, get to work." Like nobody even. So it seems like that he's not there. They're all seeing him.
He
Because
kind of looks like Bill a little bit though, man.
I have a theory that they all like all the because here's the thing, like I think that he is a like a imaginary like person that they see because they were supposed to die in the accidents, right?
Yeah,
So when they die, they go to the wherever, right? So um since he didn't die or they didn't die and they're supposed to die, um the Tony Todd's character comes in. He's like, "Oh yeah, you're all supposed to die, this and that, and this and that." And he's always there, one step ahead. So it's like, yeah, of course he's gonna be there, one step ahead, because they're in their heads.
yeah.
And by the way, just the way he explains the timeline is fucking incredible because the way that the story works in Final Destination is like when the timeline happens, the split. So this supposed to be 99, right?
Yeah,
But then in Final Destination 2, it says it happens in 2000. And Final Destination 5 says it's happened in 2000. It's a weird. You have to watch it to understand what
yeah.
he's saying because it goes from this movie goes from 99 to 2000.
I always saw
It's weird.
Alex as like that guy that was gonna be in like all the other sequels. I just don't think it.
Yeah.
Like I think he was the glue for me. I think I saw him more like this guy's the Laurie Strode of Final Destination. You
Right.
know, like I don't know why it's like because he went through it. He cheat death. So I mean, I don't know what happened. I mean, I understand. Like, I have a friend of mine who's like, why are you have a gripe over this? And I'm like, I don't, it just never made any sense to me, man. Like, what he wasn't a big, I mean, I get it. It was probably like one of his first major movies, but I mean, at the same time, I think everyone is still asking today, like, hey, why doesn't Sid Devin, what happened? Like, was there a falling out between him and New Line Cinema? Like,
Yeah.
what's going on? Stuff like that. So,
Yeah, the way I see it, like when it comes to his character, he should have stayed throughout the whole movies, you know?
hey,
Um
bro, sorry to
oh
cut you
yes.
off,
Yeah, yeah.
but yeah, I gotta hit the hay at the moment right now.
All right,
But this
man.
was this was really fun, dude. Well, I just wanted to say it was great having you on my
Yeah.
channel. It was great talking about all horror and stuff.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can do this again real soon.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. I'm gonna continue talking about Final Destination and actually I want to show like videos. Uh, I'll continue on my channel after we get off of this.
Yeah,
So yeah, man, it's awesome. Yeah, awesome. Collaborating with you on this, man. It's awesome. I love talking horror, and we could talk about this all day, every day. Like we
yeah,
could.
yeah.
That's what's so
We
amazing
were going
about.
almost 3 hours.
Yeah,
So
that's what's
yeah,
amazing. It's like time flies, like you don't even know it.
yeah, man. Well, I'm gonna get some sleep, but
All right.
I'll talk to you later. Okay.
All right, man. And
All right.
to everyone in the chat, man, thank you for coming by and
Thank
chatting
you
with us
guys.
as well.
Thank you for the support. I appreciate Extron, uh, Trent, Val, Larry. I appreciate you guys for supporting. You guys have been there since the beginning, so I appreciate you guys. And well, talk to you later. This is Scream Rad, and this is also my guest, Dominic Sinclair, and we appreciate you for stopping by.
All
All
right.
right, see you later.
Peace out. Bye bye.
All right, bye bye.